Hi, it's Judy, and this is my second video. If you saw my first one and you came back, thanks. And if you're new to this one, then welcome, and let's see where it will take us. Um, if if you've been feeling really foggy and tired, I mean, unbelievable fatigue, and irritable and restless and just discombobulated, isn't that a good word? Lately, actually, for several months probably. It's okay. Don't think you're sick or you're falling apart or whatever. It's because of all the eclipses and the absolutely unbelievable planetary lineups that have been happening as we move into this new cycle, this reset, total reset and rejuvenation of the entire human race. Okay, call me crazy. Fine. If you don't want to listen to this, fine. I'm doing what I feel I have to do. So if I can awaken anybody to think about what they've been feeling or questioning or some little flashes of insight in their minds and want to learn more, great. Let's go on with that. So, as I said in the other video, we have entered this amazing new cycle, like 66,700 year cycle is, I think, what I read somewhere. And I study all of this every single day, and I'll try to condense things and bring it to you to help you along this journey, this massive change that we're going through. So I have to look down at my notes here. I wake up 2, 3 times a night. A lot of times that's when my guides are sending messages and downloads. The allergies are just out of control. There's no pills or sprays that seem to be doing anything at all for it. So I'm a little off this morning myself. But if you've been feeling, well, let me give you an example. Okay, that's the easiest way. Um, and this is my personal story. From childhood through a marriage, through even the relationships with my kids, feeling abandoned, alone, unappreciated, disrespected, and somehow not being able to stand up for myself. I really, I look at movies or something and see women asserting their rights, in a marriage or and that wasn't what I was raised with, and um, I went through years of taking responsibility for other people's feelings on myself, ignoring my own feelings of hurt, pain, rejection, um, abandonment, being just treated badly, not standing up for myself, and just automatically uh, putting the attention on their feelings. If it's weird, it's called codependency and probably a bunch of other psychological terms. Anyway, so fast forward to, like, I don't know, 5, 6 months ago, I guess, and I've been heavily into this study of what's going on right now in my own transformation and my own evolving into a higher spiritual self. And another factor in this is that for years, and many of you experience the same thing, trying to get to sleep, and then first thing in the morning, my head is just buzzing with memories of difficult, sad situations of situations of feeling, so left out and so ignored and just so not loved and not even feeling worthy of love. And I just was so tired of it. And I know the subconscious can be trained. I mean, the subconscious has a no, um, doesn't take sides. So anything you tell yourself goes into the subconscious. So if you constantly say, I can't control my eating, um, I'm too ugly, different, then the subconscious goes, okay, we'll do that. And there you are. You're going on and on and on and on with the same self-deprecating thoughts, because that's what you're telling yourself. So I started every time these memories and things where I would feel guilty or ashamed or just anything, as well as feeling rejected and by other people and having no one cared about me and didn't even know what love was and no affection and all of that. And I know there's hundreds and hundreds of you out there that have had the same experiences. And so I decided okay, every time this happens, I tell my subconscious, no, stop it. I don't want those memories. I only want good memories. Well, I did that for quite a while. And as I looked back, I didn't realize at the time, but it was gradually lessening, getting better. I wasn't just overwhelmed with this constant barrage of ugliness and sadness and pain and hurt. And so then, I got distracted with other things and didn't even notice how much this was declining. And then suddenly one day, I'm sitting here and I'm going, I feel funny. I feel strange. I don't know what this feeling is, because I don't have much money. I'm living in senior housing. I don't have a life partner. I really don't have a lot of money to go do things. I don't take trips. And it isn't exactly the fulfilling kind of life that I want for myself. But then I realized, I thought, I feel peaceful. And that was like so strange. I had no idea what that felt like, to not have constant tension, not have constant stress. I mean, my whole life's been stress. So, and I know I'm telling you all this because I know there's many of you out there that have the same thing. So I saw results just by telling my subconscious to just stop annoying me with all this negative stuff. And then partly it is my excitement and willingness to move into the next dimension. We're in the third dimension, which is the dense, dark, heavy, angry, pretty much what we've all been living, for our whole lifetimes that we've been on this planet. I mean, world wars and massacres and just horrible, horrible, horrible things. Which brings me to, and if I jump around, it's because my mind is so full of so much stuff, and I'll say something, it'll trigger another thought, plus the fact I'm 85, so things kind of go in and out pretty fast. Let's see. Oh, so it brings me to the last, from 2020, I guess it was, that we've had, except for the one period when we had a different administration. But this was meant to be. Let me just get right to the point on this thing, because there's so much pain out there with people going, how can this be happening every day? There's this horrible stuff thing here, horrible there, horrible there, horrible. And if you let yourself fall into that pit, it only energizes that negative and evil energy, and we just get more of it. So, and it hurts you physically, mentally. So just listen. So this had to be, and I explained in my other video, it was like ripping off a Band-Aid off of an infected wound. It had to be exposed to the light in order to heal. And the light that I'm referring to as far as us is the light of the spirit, the light of the source, God, Allah, Yeshua, whatever you want to call it. And the light that we were all born into and are now given an opportunity to return to in this new year, this 2026, this new era, this total reset, total reset of the planet and humanity. Okay, so I was thinking this morning, and as I said in the other video, We all choose our life plan before we incarnate. And most of us have been reincarnated many, many times, and we chose to be here now at this very special, very, very, very special time, as I said, with this huge reset of humanity, to move into the fifth dimension, into a world of compassion, of unity, of communication, of neighbors helping each other, of truth, of honesty, of integrity. It's yeah, it's there, it's there, and that's what we're all uh, um, that we've all earned, by being on this planet, which is a and being on Earth is just a classroom. That's what it's for, lessons. Okay, so it just gets so involved. But anyway, so back to the point of this. So this had to be in order to expose how badly humanity has fallen into this cesspool. So everything is being exposed, horrible, and there's still more horrible stuff to come. So, but it'll be till the end of the year, maybe into 2007 or 2027 before things kind of feel normally, or like they should, not normal, but like they should. Um, I mean, with decency and all of the crimes and corruption cleared up and that kind of thing. So but it's happening. It's crashing now, and all the old structures that we've been living under. You have to pay your taxes on time. You've got to pay this much. The government, we just relied on the government. I mean, back when I was a kid, you just trusted the government, to take care of you and provide what was needed. So, but then we've all fallen into this feeling, this numbness, just numbness of we're being taken care of. You have to do, if you just do, if, get your papers filed on time or whatever it is, the government, everybody will take care of us. And if I can remember in a couple of minutes, that's another whole thing to discuss, is about our sovereignty and our need to be self-reliant and resourceful, and know our own power. Our own power. Nobody can control us. Okay. So anyway, all of this mess that's going on in the world, and now a new war with Iran, and I mean all this stuff. It was to expose how badly we needed to change and move on. And the fact is that there are millions of other galaxies out there, and this kind of situation has happened not only on Earth but on all these other planets many times, where the whatever is occupying that planet, and there's all kinds of different races and types of people, I guess you'd call, out there. You can't really believe that we're the only people, that are the only planet that's occupied. I mean, that's ridiculous. So it's oh, jeez. So it had to be okay. So it had to be, and it's now beginning to. I mean, the Supreme Court. I mean, all these, and mainly man-run, I have to say, systems that control us and make laws and rules for us that we don't even have input into, and and then with whoever is elected president. And obviously, a lot of people didn't do their research or recognize the flaws and the potential danger. But but that brings me back again to the point that we all chose our own life here. So my question, and I would love an answer to this. I don't know where to go for it because I'm just waiting for my guides to tell me that. I'll have to say the name Trump. What was his story that he offered to become this most hated person on the planet? What was his backstory? Was it karma? Had he been totally horrible in another lifetime and now he's going to be punished? I don't know what the whole story is. And this is not a political channel, and but this is a very important part of what's going on with art and evolving and transforming and the reset that's going on. And he chose or elected, volunteered to. I mean, I'm a volunteer here too. I knew that when I was very young. I didn't know what I was volunteering for, but I think what I'm doing right now is a part of it. But he volunteered to take this role on where he would be the focus of intense hate, which we shouldn't be feeling. But actually, we need to say, okay, Donald, thanks for being the person that was the catalyst for unlocking all of this corruption, all of this crime, all of this cruelty and selfishness and ego and everything else, uh, so that we could clear it up and move on. So, this is part of recognizing that we are all one. Like I said in the other video too, we're all drops in this of water in this massive ocean of powerful waves and yet great beauty and calmness and uh, and uh, I should hit the pause button. I know, but uh, and so we have to accept even all of the terrible things that have happened and have been going on, even and in the past. I mean, Hitler, everything that like that, everybody like that have, but the humanity failed at those times because the signals were there and they didn't really stand up and do much about it until World War II. They had to take, but the people that were aware or that knew what was going on, and that's what's happening now too. The people that know what's going on are not standing up and asserting integrity and honesty and uh, decency, into the everyday decisions. Okay, enough of that. But that's just a point to ponder, is that uh, for all that's been going on, Trump did volunteer to be the catalyst for opening our minds, our hearts, our souls to a better way, to not accepting this kind of control and this kind of abuse in our lives. Okay. So the thing right now is that there's phenomenal planetary changes. And these, if you're the least bit sensitive, and you may not even recognize it, you just think you have the flu, or you're just having a bad day or something. But like I say, there's frequent waking at night. And one day I'll just be so tired I'm back in bed by noon, and I don't even get dressed. And other days like today, and see, Mercury had been retrograde now for about a month, and Mercury just went forward again. And if you know anything about, even most people know about Mercury, even though they don't know much about other astrology. But with Mercury, things just stop, slow down, your computer doesn't work, all the lights go out. I mean, just technical problem, all kinds of stuff like that. But it went forward. And so I think that's why I feel so much better today. And I felt more motivated to do these videos that have been on my mind for a long time. And and I have to say that and you have to find good in everything. So I thought, well, this is great because it makes me get dressed and put on makeup and fix my hair and kind of in a way associate with people through the camera lens, because I spent a lot of days, 2-3 days maybe, not seeing or talking to anybody. But that's okay too, because that's, if you're feeling that way, that's fine. You're not becoming depressed or anything. It's just that your body and your mind and your soul need time to absorb and integrate everything that's happening into you. So another thing I mentioned in the other video, and I get kind of pushy about some things, I know, but it was about taking responsibility for yourself. And I went on about, using search. And it is true that people have become numb, and they don't think anything. They just want to be told, have it handed to them, that kind of thing. And that's pretty much the way it is. I grew up in a farm community in Minnesota, so I know and I'm very resourceful and can fix my own plumbing, that kind of thing. But I've told people for years that they better learn how to raise a garden, how to put in a garden, at least raise some carrots and, plant some strawberries and a few things. And like I said before, we're still in for a lot of chaos, even through to the end of this year, maybe into the next. I think things are going to change drastically this summer. March and April are still, can't even describe it. Just every day, just kind of go, well, what's going to happen today? And just deal with it, without taking it on like, oh my God, the sky's falling, and kind of an attitude. It's just part of all of this massive change, and that means earthquakes, volcanoes, storms, floods, and we're seeing the beginnings of all that. There's been this big furor over climate change, and just arguing over the name of climate change. That doesn't make sense, when in fact it's just a part of the cycles again. But there's a lot of things that'll be very drastic and very difficult to deal with coming up. So be prepared in the sense that, not in fear. Fear is at the base of most of our problems. Fear of not getting the job, fear of not doing something right, fear of because someone else trained you that way through church or through your parents or through anything, fear, afraid, well, this could happen, that could happen, what if? And fear of change. Most people are not happy with change. I love it. But fear is fear that you're going to lose something, fear that you're going to lose love, that you're going to lose money, that you're going to have enough money. You cannot continue that way. And that's what this reset is about. We have to get rid of this belief that we're not worthy, that there's not enough for everybody. And that's part of what's behind most of the world's problems is, well, I want everything you've got because you've got too much and I don't have anything, so now you have to give. There's plenty for everybody, but it's all in the mind. Again, it's all in the mind. So I've told everybody for years, learn how to plant a garden, learn how to, some people, some kids think everything just comes out of a box in the freezer. And they have no idea, but the thrill of seeing, I know with my kids, we had a little, I let my kids grow a garden. The thrill of seeing something come out of the ground from a seed and turn into a carrot or peas or a potato or something. It's really exciting. It is to me. And so everybody needs to be resourceful that way. And that's on the very basic kind of survival side. Oh, and keep cash handy too. Keep cash handy. There's a major change in the financial system of the globe going digital, and I don't understand a whole lot of this stuff in enough detail to explain it, other than to just say, have cash on hand. And watch your spending. Just cut back as much as you can on your spending, because the prices are ridiculous out there already, and things could get much worse before we finally are on the uphill side of this thing much later in the year. So, but along with being resourceful on just basic survival, there's the idea, as I've alluded to a few times already, of knowing your own power. People just give themselves over to anything else that's going to lead them and tell them what to do. And that's completely wrong. So in this new life, in this new world, everybody is going to feel very naturally They're going to be responsible for how the community, the collective, as we call it, is operating, and rules will be made, but there aren't going to be these political. I hate these political parties, and all the corruption and all the name calling and the arguing and um, all of that has just hit bottom. It just can't get any worse than it is. So in the future, and I had said this too, I said it's more like an advisory council. And that's basically what the Constitution was set up to be anyway. Was just normal, average people with no lifelong pensions and what do you call them? Those uh, security people and all that, free this, free that, free that. And on top of the millions that they're already getting from private donors. And, it's just awful. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. But things will be run in a way that is fair and honest and has integrity. And it isn't a battle of who's got the most money to buy TV ads. It's about who has some good ideas, and it'll be representatives from different parts of the global setup, whatever you want to call it, military or government, economics and things like that, with scientists, but there's no one that's going to end up having power over our thoughts and our daily living, because you have the power and you have to recognize it and start using it. So by power, I don't mean dominating anybody, but it's knowing that you're worthy. You have the ability. You were born from the same source, God, Allah, Yeshua, that they were, and that you have sovereignty. Your soul chose to come here. You chose a body to be in. It'll be different next time. I'm going to be tall and thin. And it's just fair. It's just fair. Enough of this dominance and being controlled through all these systems that have been set up mainly for greed, for power, the wrong kind of power, like military power and like power of owning all these other countries and going in and starting wars to get their oil and all that. Not that kind of power, but the kind of power that comes with being a child of God. Call it what you will, source, like I said, anything, but we're all from that same source. So you're just as good as the person that is elected, to some high office. And they may have 10 degrees, law degrees, and whatever other kind of degrees. Doesn't make them better than you. And they may misuse that information. And they may still maintain old attitudes, that like restrict women's rights or restrict other races or anything, even though they've got these degrees. So I mean, a college degree doesn't make you smart. You may learn more about math or music, or something like that, but it doesn't mean you still know enough to come in out of the ring. Okay, enough for today. Almost at 30 minutes. So again, please if you did like it. If you want to talk more, this can go on and on and on, believe me, because this whole thing is going to take all year. And if I can help kind of reduce all of the craziness into something that's more understandable, and I'm learning along with it. So I've got pages and pages of notes. But also, if you will leave a comment below of what you are thinking about or interested in, we'll try to touch on those, and maybe we could do live chats and things like that. So thank you for watching, And I hope you learned a little bit of something. And please tell me, what you think. And just go out there and learn who you are.